Okay, so today, good day everyone. So today, we are going to continue in the restructuring of the financials. The last time we talked about timeline logic. So we built the timeline for Nestle Nigeria PLC. So today we'll be looking at the structure. We're going to restructure the financials of Nestle so that it will be suitable for financial analysis. So, and I know, so this is, let me bring it up. The model for Nestle that we are currently building is this. So we built the cover page, we built the menu page, and so this is the menu page, and we've also built how the timeline is going to look like. So we can see the historicals, where the historical will end and when the forecast period is going to begin. So you might also want to highlight to do a sort of conditional formatting on the historical versus the forecast. So we can go to highlight sales rules that are equal to historical, and let's see what it has by default. So by default, you see something like this. Why you might want to highlight it as well and say highlight equal to, highlight sales rules that are equal to forecast, and you want to pick a green formatting there, so it looks this way. So you can see, and you know that the post forecast period is actually out of your forecast period. So this might be what you want to actually highlight on top of the timeline. All right, so if we've got that, then we can replicate this timeline for all the sheets in our model. And the reason of replicating this timeline sheet is for each of the pages in our model to actually be consistent, to have a consistent columns, particularly to the columns. So I'm going to replicate it for input. So this input I did here, I'm going to delete it. And replicate this timeline for consistency's sake. All right, so I'm going to hold down my control key and my left click and drag up. So you see the plus sign when you hold your control key and drag the sheet name up, and I'll release. So when I release, it creates a duplicate of that. So I can name that input sheet, double click and write input. So, and I'll come here to change the name of the model of this sheet. So it's actually the input and assumption sheet, input and assumption. So that's the name of this sheet. All right, you can see a small letter I there as against the capital letter I. So the content of this sheet will then change, and I'll highlight that row. You can use your shift spacebar and control shift down to highlight it up, down, and I'm going to press alt H E A, or you press control minus to just delete those rows. So you've got clean. It's now very clean, but if you notice, you see that the time ruler, the historical versus forecast, has actually disappeared, and that's because we linked it to the input, the content of our timeline sheet. So I'm going to link it now to the timeline sheet by putting an equals to, and go to the timeline sheet and I'll link this and copy that, and I'm highlighting the two cells down, and I'm pressing Alt ESF to paste only the formulas, not the formatting. So I've got something like this, you know. So I can apply that on, instead of doing my shift forward arrow and control R, I'm going to do a copy instead. I'll copy that formula, highlight this, control shift forward, and I want to press Alt ESF so that I paste only the formula, and the formatting in those cells will be activated, will be active, you know. As against if I had highlight these three cells down, and also highlight the cells forward by pressing shift um, forward arrow and do control R, it would have distorted the formatting on those cells. Okay, so we've got our timeline back, so everything is looking neat. So this is the sheet that every of our page is going to have. So I'm going to replicate this now. Control, drag the name of the sheet and release. So this becomes my scenario page. Scenario. I will also do the same. Um, drag and drop. So this becomes my calculation. I also drag and drop. This will become my income statement. I've got an income statement, a cell named as income statement. So probably I'll call this P or L, statement of profit or loss. Statements of profit and loss. Okay, then duplicate. I'll call this SFP, but because I have a sheet named as SFP, I put a small s there. Then I duplicate again my input sheet. I'm duplicating my input sheet, not any other sheet but input sheet. Alright, so I've got cash flow statement. I'll put a small x in front. So cash flow statement. Then I also need a ratio sheet. Ratio. So this is based on the content, my table of content. Then I've also got chart, and I guess valuation as well. So if you look at it, I've got all the statement of profit, this ratio charts, I've got valuation. So remaining the valuation sheets, I call this valuation. Okay, so these are the sheets that I'm working with. But if you notice, you notice that we've got our income statement that were extracted from the historical financials of the company that were extracted from the annual report. Okay, so this data, we are going to actually move it to the new sheet that we have created for income statement. So I'm going to copy this and go to the statement of profit and loss. Where is it now? Statement of, I guess it's this. So I can decide to start from the first, maybe row 9, and I paste as values. So I can see some that it's not aligning, the figures against the year are not actually aligning with my model timeline. So I need to actually make them align. Another thing is that I've also copied the headings. So statement of profit and loss here. So I'm going to do this and highlight, Control C, escape, and oh, I don't even need that. I've already named it as did we name it as statement of profit and loss? So let's just link it. Let's link it to our menu page. I guess it's statement of profit and loss. Good. So that's what should be there. And here I need to move the respective figures against the year on my model timeline. So I'm going to highlight that, and I'm moving it against row 12 against column what? Column K. So I'm going to drag the edge after highlighting and left drag to K. So I drop it here. Then 2020 is here. Control shift down until I highlight the last one. So that's it. And so this one as well should be on column J and starting from row 12. So I'm going to take the edge and drag it to column J. Also 2019, so 2019 and to 2017 needs to be interchanged, you know. So I will first move them out and then bring them in individually. Cancel. That's a slide of the keyboard. I can use Ctrl X and come and paste Ctrl V. 2017, Ctrl Shift down, Ctrl X, and I'll come to 2017 to paste, which is here, Ctrl V. Then 2018, Ctrl Shift down, Ctrl X, and I'll come to 2018 and Ctrl V. 2019, Ctrl Shift down, and Ctrl X, and here. So I have restructured this income statement. So the note to the account, I don't need it now. I might need it for reference purpose, so I'll still leave it. So this heading is not necessary anymore. This heading is not necessary. I've got them replaced. So I'm going to move this up, shift forward, shift upward arrow, control minus, so that moves it up. And I need to get rid of the years, you know, since it is well arranged now, so I can delete the headings. So also for the in thousands of naira, so I need to make sure that it is in all of my model, in all of my output sheets, so that it conveys the message that the figures that is being displayed are in thousands of naira. Okay, so control shift, control space bar, I want to adjust that, and so that Alt HOI will do an auto fit to the column. So I've got the figures ready. Now I need to quickly do some totals like gross profit, results from operating activities, and I mean like that. So for me to do this, I'm going to give a space. So Control Shift plus to give a space, and I copy the gross profit and escape, and I do the math. Okay, so I'm seeing negative in the cost of sales and also the expenses that we have done here, and we are following the sign convention that we talked about, the positive normal, that every cost and expenses in our income statement should be positive as normal. We should take positive as normal. So I'm going to remove the minus on my cost of sales So Control Shift forward, and I'm going to do Control H, which is find and replace. So anywhere it says minus, I'll put nothing in the replace with, and I'll say replace all. So replace all the negative with nothing. So I can then do the calculations and say the sales revenue minus cost of sales. So it's giving me that, and I extend it, Control R, and I then compare it with what I imported from the company's annual report, and check whether they are the same before actually deleting the company's exported figure. So you can see this, that we have a difference of 1, in my calculation. So I need to document that imported figure is 131, 836, 414. So with a difference of 1. So now I can get rid of this line. Since every other one is correct, is accurate, Control minus. So that line is gone, and I can apply subtotal style or 6 to go to my sales style. So I need a subtotal style. So it looks this way, Now I need to get the expenses as well. I insert a line. I can insert 2 lines so that I don't need this line. This line should not be here. Or HBN to get rid of that line, that border line. Okay, so I copy this, I move it up. Is this style that I apply? I doubt if that style. Escape. What's this copying? F2, Control A, Control C, escape. F2, Control V. It's still copying some, so I need to write that. So I'm looking at the formatting I did here. So I'm going to remove the border, and it looks this way. I'll highlight it again and go and apply my subtotal. So I guess my subtotal is okay. So it's correct. It's correct now. All right. So I can bold this if I like. So it highlights the subtotal gross profit. All right, then I have to bring marketing. So I can simply call these selling expenses or whatever, or you shorten this marketing and distribution, somehow. Can either replicate it as long as it is, but for 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 visualization purpose, that name is too long. It's too long, so I'm going to escape. F2, distribution expenses. Okay, so this is what I've got. Okay, that is not even a calculation. It's not a calculation line. So I'm going to look for a calculation line, which is this result from operating activities. And result from operating activities, gross profit less these 2. So I'm going to remove the negative in front of all this. Control H. That's find this minus and replace with nothing. Replace all. So you can see all done. Replace 10. So I've highlighted 10 columns and 2 rows. That's 10. So that has been resolved. So what I just need to do is to bring Control C, Control V, you can make it bold, Then here I'll do the calculation, the minus, the subtraction in my calculation. Minus this, minus this. Okay, so, and I extend it forward, Control R, Alt 6 for subtotal start as well. So it's looking nice. So I compare this figure I've got 55,698,373, correct, 640,731, 062,042, 418,583, and 96594. So there's also a difference here. So also here, Shift F2 to insert comment, and I'll write that imported figure is 71, 965, 945 as against 946. So with that, this I can get rid of this, and we've got the finance income and the finance cost, which result into net finance cost. So we need to calculate that as well. So in calculating that, I need to copy this, press here, make it bold. So here we know that the costs, we are taking them as positive, so this needs to go, while this income needs to be subtracted. We need to put a minus in front of this income. So how do we then do that? So the first thing first is that we need to multiply these numbers by -1. So I'm going to do a quick one, -1. Then I copy the -1 and I highlight where I want to multiply it with, Then I'm going to do a pay special, or HVS. So a pay special, which shortcut is HVS. I'll then multiply. So it multiply what I've copied with this line. So I say okay. So you see it having negative, for all the figures in there. Why for this, I need to get rid of the negative. So Control H for find and replace. So find minus, replace it with nothing, replace all, so it has replaced 5. So that becomes positive. So my net finance cost, I can either do a sum, because this is sum actually. So on 6 subtotal style. So I cross check this with this. So 869691, 889885, 938222, 378140, correct. 10090603, 10090603. So at this point, it is accurate. So I can get rid of this, Control minus, and another calculation that I need to do is profit before income tax. So copy, and I can give it a line difference. Then I come here to calculate profit before tax. So that will be result from operating minus net finance cost. So it gives me that, and I extend it forward, Alt 6 for formatting, and subtotal style. So this gives me my profit before tax. Then I have profit, so I can cross check the numbers. These numbers the same, 59 758 46, 71 123 correct, 60 638 443 correct, 61,875,342. So this is also wrong, so I can copy this, Control A, Control C, escape, and here insert Shift F2 for comment, and I'll paste what I've copied to say that the two figures are not the same. This is just to aid your tracking of the figure if there is need for you to come back to it. So imported figure is that. So this can then be deleted. So when this is deleted, you got your income tax expense. Income tax expense is also having a negative in front, so we need to get rid of that so that we can calculate our profit for the year. So I will highlight this, Control Shift forward, Control H, and find minus, replace it with nothing, replace all, it has replaced 5, replacement, close this. So I can then copy profit for the year, make it bold, and here I can do the subtraction in the calculation. So it comes this way, extend it forward, Control R, about 6, total star. So we've got the total as profit for the year. So we'll also cross check these two. Are they the same? Actually, we should do a total style here, but 6 total style, which is this, because this is the profit for the year, so it requires a total style. So cross check this and this, the same, 008026, 683113, 3921025. So I guess the difference is always in the figures for 2021. So I'm going to copy that F2, Control A, Control C, escape, and come here, Shift F2 for comments, and say imported figure is this. So going by Nestle financials, this is 40 billion. So in 2021, they had a profit for the year of 40 billion. Remember, this is in thousands of naira. So they had 40 million profit for that year. Alright, so this can then be removed, Control minus. So this is how adjustment is done to the company's financials in a systematic manner, so that you can always do a comparison of the figure that was imported from the audited accounts. Okay, so then we've got to the other comprehensive income, which what I can see here is the same. So so total comprehensive income for the year net of tax is this. I guess this shouldn't be bold because we don't have any. So maybe we might have to actually put this in subtotal at HPN at 6 and use a subtotal rather than a total star. So I can see that nothing has actually changed in the company's other comprehensive income. So I can decide to get rid of all of this, and because nothing changed really, and delete them off. So this can take a total star after all. Okay, so with this we have restructured the financials of Nestle, the income statement of Nestle with this. So it looks decent, looking this way. So another restructuring that will be needed will be done in the next video. Thank you.